Vieng station, just 1 hour on the train from Luang Prabang. Pretty impressive stuff. Here it is, Vang Vieng. Just 1 hour from Luang Prabang. So this is Vang Vieng, famous backpacker town in Laos. My heyday here was literally 2002. I might have come back a couple of times since then, but literally like 20 years ago. If you want to read about all of that, it's in my very old book, Eye of the Sun. Check that out. Yeah, this is literally my first time here in 20 years. So clearly things have changed a bit since then. This is the main kind of road through the town. Mountains and river over there, so let's take a look. So yeah, clearly here and elsewhere all over the city, there's a lot of large high-rise hotels going up everywhere. When I first came here, it was more like a large village by the side of the road. There already was tourist infrastructure, of course, and backpackers, but still very low-key and kind of rustic. But of course, it's developed since then. I know that after my day in like the 2000s, early mid-2000s, by about 2010 it had got really crazy here, and the tubing it was once known for had developed into like water slides and swings and huge parties on the river. People were tragically dying on quite a regular basis due to the lack of safety, and then I think they clamped down on things a bit after that and it calmed down. But now with the Chinese railway in place, another wave of tourism has come. Huge amount of development has happened. I haven't seen that development in 20 years, but it's quite a shock to see it now, 20 years later. I don't really recognise anything in the town here itself so far, but I'll try to make my way to the river. Found some river here, first sighting. Again, I don't really recognise any of it, but I do remember that line of the mountains on the far side. The river's all been kind of embanked, is that a word? Embanked. New stuff everywhere. I think I remember this little square here. Could be wrong, but this used to be like the local market area. Kind of fresh produce being sold, and you could get your noodles by the side of the road and all that kind of thing. I think. Not anymore, clearly. Yeah, more hotels. Found a way down to the river here. If you just look up from the horizon, it does still look kind of glorious. But when you look down, it's a completely different place to the one I was last in 20 years ago. I mean, you know, I'm not against economic development. Everyone has a right to develop their economy and get rich and do the best themselves and developing the country and tourism and everything. But on a personal note, it's a little bit sad to see the way it's gone when you remember how it used to be. This obviously isn't the only place in the world like this, but it is one that I do remember fondly from my youth. It still does look kind of cool, I guess. They replaced the tubes with boats and a bunch of kayaks in front of me here. Yeah, the sunset on the river here does still look quite nice. Just only look from this line up. There you go. Had it for you. High tech. Here it is again from the bridge. Lots and lots of pancake sandwich stalls here, keeping the old school dream alive, you could say. But yeah, it's pretty full on. Good luck to them all. Hope everyone's making lots of money. So, I think we're getting close to the turning point. There used to be an island over here on the left. They used to cross over to. Here we are. Here's the alleyway, and I think this is the island where the tubing used to end. I think you'd start further up the river and end here, and there are lots of little cute bars on the river. So I'm kind of intrigued to come here again so many years later through this concrete paradise. It's like industrial on purpose almost. It's like they're mocking you and your dreams, hopes, memories of the past and all of that. Yeah, this kind of rings a bell though. I do vaguely recall the geography of this little island. Pool party this way. Okay. Okay, tubing bar. I can hear some music. Nobody here though. Okay, this looks a little bit more like the Vang Vieng of old up here. Hammocks and little bamboo bars. Don't know where anybody is, but let's have a quick jump up here. So we've been concreted over on the river here. Wow, I mean, I don't recognise anything up the end there. It used to be green and now it's grey. But again, it looks nice from the horizon up. Limestone cast cliffs behind. Concrete jungle to my left. Yeah, I don't know what's happening with this bars. This used to be where me and my buddies in Eye of the Sun used to hang out, have a good time. This little bit here actually looks kind of the same, but there's nobody here. Maybe there's somewhere else where everybody goes these days. Been away a long time. Anyway, it's nice to kind of see it again, I guess. As you can see, I found the music here in the corner of the island, so for old time's sake, I guess better have a beer. Cheers. So in the end yesterday I did enjoy my sunset beers, reminiscing by the river there in Vang Vieng. Taking it all in again, Vang Vieng 2.0. Today I've got a bike and just come up the river a bit to this bridge which wasn't here before. I think from here you can check out Angel Cave and Non Cave. There are some tubers here just to remind myself of the Vang Vieng river vibes. I remember going on a tour around Non Cave 23 years ago, and going, you know, through the pitch black in a big group, and appearing up and there's mountains here somewhere, caked in mud at the end of it, which was a good time. I don't think I'm gonna bother doing it all again, but it's nice to see it at least. Just come over the bridge to the west side of Vang Vieng, and I'm actually looking for a cave which I cannot find anymore, but I think it was in this kind of large collection of rocks just up here facing north now, Vang Vieng over there to the right, because there was a passage in my book Eye of the Sun when I came here for the second or third time and thought I was pretty cool and decided to go caving by myself in a cave which I think was over here. And this road, which now goes to the west of the town, was not here back then. I've just rode along it for the first time, barely recognise anything. It was just farm tracks back then, like a bit like I'm walking on now. So I took a little push bike and I came all the way here, and there were signs to this cave, which no longer exists because I can't see any signs for a cave, but it might be down here. It looks kind of how I remember it. And I went up, eventually climbed up these rocks to a secret cave up there, went in the cave and got into the darkness with my little battery, or a large battery pack with little wires attached to the lamp which kept disconnecting. I got to this bamboo ladder going down a long deep shaft in the dark. I leant down like this, put my leg on the first rung of the wet bamboo ladder, and it just immediately disintegrated under my feet. Luckily my weight was still on the rock. If I'd have actually gone down onto the ladder and put my weight onto it, I would have collapsed down this deep dark hole, and that would have probably been the end of me. But I was still on top of the rock in the darkness because my battery pack kept disconnecting, and I clambered my way back to the light in a great state of fear and wrote about it in my book Eye of the Sun. So pretty sure it was up there in that rock there. Anyway, you're only young once, but the moral of the story is don't do what I did. Having said that, I am actually quite pleased that this road is here now, because I always wanted to go west into the setting sun from Vang Vieng, and this road now gives you access there. There's a viewpoint I'm going to try to get up, and a series of blue lagoons which I've seen advertised in the tour shop. So let's take a quick look there. Here is the entrance to the Sai Viewpoint. So I guess from here you go up. It's a pretty steep trail to get up there, but good fun. It's the last stretch here. So this is the top of Sai Viewpoint. It's west of Vang Vieng.
But you have phone number. You have phone number in WhatsApp.
Did you go to any?
But the stuff.
There it is from below. And then there's a series of, I think, 6 blue lagoons in the area you can explore. I believe this is the first one, although it's closed, so there's nobody here, as it's getting rather dark. As you can see, I'm the only person here. So I've just done 2 nights in Vang Vieng. I think that is enough for me. It was nice to see it again, but it has changed immeasurably. But we're going to take the train one more time. It is the Grand Vang Vieng train station, this time going south to the capital, Vientiane. So that used to be a much easier drive, and still is, because it's mostly flat, but on the train it should be just under an hour again. I must be a bit early because, as I read elsewhere, they actually don't open the station until like an hour before trains are leaving. So if you get there a bit early, you have to wait outside for some reason.
Dear passengers, please don't run on the platform and pay attention to your safety. ความปลอดภัยของผู้โดยสารห้ามสูบยาอยู่ในขบวน EMU อย่างเด็ดขาด